Good evening and thank you for watching Times News with me, Jawez Banda. But first, the headlines. The country is registering reduced numbers of people flocking to COVID-19 vaccination centers. CISANET cautions government against delays in procuring fertilizer under the Affordable Inputs Program. And at least 75 students are on the verge of withdrawing from the Malawi University of Business and Applied Sciences. We have details to these and other stories. Do stay with us. Now, the news in detail. The country has started observing a decreased number of people flocking to COVID-19 vaccination centers. The Ministry of Health has admitted that it has noted a decrease in the number in some centers across the country and that the only worry is to reach 11 million people it had earlier targeted to vaccinate. The Ministry of Health has warned that there could be another wave of the COVID-19 pandemic. We have details from Matthews Kasanda.
A general observation and random inquiry from health authorities in various districts in the country have established that people are still going to vaccination centers to have their jab of COVID-19 vaccine, but in low numbers as compared to previous months. For instance, Karonga District Director of Health Services, Dr. David Siware, says as of recent between 80 and 100 people in the district get vaccinated in a day. Siware says in the early days of the vaccination exercise, the figure could go up to 200. There's a district health office spokesperson, Mwaili Abunya, has also told Times that the numbers have gone down. Ministry of Health spokesperson Adrian Chikumbe says the ministry has noted the change. He says the only worry is that the country might not achieve the goal of vaccinating 11 million people by December in 2022. The Ministry of Health spokesperson has warned that people should not relax because there could be a fourth wave of COVID-19.
We have changed our strategy. That's why now we are taking the vaccine to people instead of just waiting for the people to come get the vaccine at the health facilities. Right now we're working with the councils, we're working with the chiefs. They help us mobilize the people and tell us a convenient date for them when we could bring the vaccine. And that way, distance is not going to be a hindrance.
Recently, the Medical Doctors Society of Malawi President Victor Miti also expressed worry with the low turnout. By Sunday this week, about 430,400 people in the country were fully vaccinated.
A network of agriculture civil society organizations has challenged government to act swiftly in the procurement of fertilizer under the Affordable Inputs Program, AIP, to avoid delays that might affect farmers. Civil society network CISANET has indicated that it takes close to 2 months from the time procurement of fertilizer is done for about 2 months for the fertilizer to get into the country. We have details in this report.
CISANET National Director Pamela Guali says, for example, fertilizer ordered now will arrive in the towards the end of October, which implies that any delays, especially for NPK fertilizer, may reduce the impact of the AIP. She says farmers, especially those in the southern region, will need to apply the fertilizer early in the farming season.
All government needs to act very fast and decisively by making quick and tough decisions through either reducing the number of beneficiaries, as was initially planned, or increase the subsidized fertilizer price, or increase the budget of the program.
Due to the rising cost of fertilizer, which has hit 38,000 kwacha per 50 kg bag, the Ministry of Agriculture decided to trim the number of beneficiaries from around 3.7 million to 2.7 million. The decision, however, was opposed by different sectors. Nevertheless, President Lazarus Chakwera said no name should be removed from the list. Minister of Agriculture spokesperson Gresham Longo asked for more time before commenting on the matter. Minister of Agriculture Lobin Lowe last month said the 142 billion kwacha that the government provided to the ministry was only enough to reach out to 2.7 million beneficiaries.
On a sad note, the body of late Gondwe, who was Member of Parliament for Mzimba East constituency, has been taken from Lilongwe to Mzimba, waiting burial on Monday, September 6. In his eulogy during send-off in Lilongwe, Minister of Tourism and Culture, who represented the President, Michael Usi, said the nation has lost a well-talented and energetic legislator. We have details in this report by Wezi Gausi.
There were many people that came at the funeral parlor in Lilongwe's Area 4, where the body of late Wezi Gondwe, who was a Member of Parliament from Mzimba East constituency, was being kept. The place was full with people from different political parties. Some were putting on their party attires as some were putting on their normal clothes. It was a somber mood for everyone who was present. According to the Minister of Tourism and Culture, who represented the state president at the ceremony, Michael Usi, says the country is saddened by Gondwe's demise.
The loss of a Member of Parliament is a big loss. The loss of a young person is a big loss. So we have really lost an individual that had the potential of contributing positively to the development of the nation.
Deputy Speaker of Parliament, Madaliso Kazombo, says Parliament has been hit hard with death this year.
We've lost almost 8 members of Parliament, including 1 cabinet minister, making a total of 9 to the total membership that we've lost, some due to COVID, and now recently Honorable Wezi.
One of the family members, Voice Mohone, says they will miss their relation as someone who was a homekeeper and friendly to all.
She was so gracious. By her name, Wezi, it means grace. She was so sociable. We have seen that indeed she was a daughter of the people.
Gondwe will be buried at her home area in Nchiri village in Mzimba. She died on September 1, 2021 at Garden City Hospital in South Africa after a short illness. Gondwe is survived by 3 children and a husband.
The Ministry of Lands has warned that it will bring to book all perpetrators of land encroachment in the country. The warning comes as the ministry says it is recording increased cases of land encroachment in both urban and peri-urban areas. We have details in this report.
Minister of Lands, Kezi Msukwa, says they also have reports of people encroaching farmlands that have stayed idle for so long. He says government will make sure they uphold the rule of law as regards to land matters.
Let me warn Malawians. What will happen is, you can indeed go to a place, invade it, but it will just take one day. The court will rule against you. And that's when you find that life is not as simple as you thought. So my advice is that if you need land, go to the relevant authorities so that they should be able to allocate land for you.
Center for Human Rights and Rehabilitation, CHRR, Executive Director Michael Kayatsa, says the rising cases of land encroachment is really worrisome. He says people should understand that they do not have right to land or property that does not belong to them. Recently, the ministry also warned that they will be snatching away private land that owners haven't developed for over 2 years.
Malawi Health Care Support, MAHICAS, has called on civil society organizations to complement government's efforts in the fight against COVID-19. The calls were made on Saturday in Lilongwe when the organization donated personal protective equipment worth 10 million Malai Kwacha at Kamuzu Central Hospital. Secretary General of the UK-based organization, Mark Bander, said the PPEs will also be distributed to Waila and Mzuzu Central Hospitals.
When we heard about the situations in most of the medical institutions in Malawi where they were struggling with the PPEs, we thought we should do something about it. Last time when we donated the beds for the same reasons, we were told that PPEs is one of the challenges that the institutions are now facing within Malawi. So we thought we should do something about the PPEs and do the donations to the hospital. So we are not only donating to Kamu Central Hospitals, we are donating to most of the, or all of the regional central hospitals in Malawi.
Reacting to the donation, Senior Nursing Officer at Kamuzu Central Hospital, Chifundo Chigwenembe, expressed gratitude over the donation, stating it will assist in the fight against COVID-19 among health workers.
This donation will help us so much. As you are aware that the COVID is not sparing health workers. So COVID prevention is one of the most important things which we need to to do. So having the PPEs, the sanitizers will help us to make sure that we are preventing the COVID.
Mahikas is a grouping of Malawians based in the United Kingdom who assist Malawi in various charity works. At least 75 students are on the verge of withdrawing from the Malawi University of Business and Applied Sciences, MUBAS, because they do not have money to pay for tuition fees and their upkeep. President of MUBAS Students Union, Franklin Kadewele, said this when non-government organization EduFund partnered with Blantyre Cycling Crew to raise funds for the needed students at the college. Jameson Chauluka has the details.
The Blantyre Cycling Crew cycled from Blantyre to Zomba to fundraise for the needed students at the college. Kadewele said in total has over 1,000 needed students and the 75 are about to withdraw. He said they lack accommodation, food and school fees among others.
MUBAS has over 1,000 needed students, but then out of this, about 75 are to be withdrawn from this university because they are failing to pay their school fees balance. As a union, we have been doing a number of fundraising activities to help these needed students, but then on our own, it wasn't enough to help all these needed students. Hence, we are really happy, and we would also like to appeal to the corporate world that they should do the same as what EduFund and our friends from Blantyre Cycling Club has done.
Assistant Registrar Martin Maturulu confirms that students from less privileged families at the university are facing a number of challenges.
There are quite a number of challenges that these needed students are facing. First and foremost is the issue of raising tuition fee, which they can't afford. They've got that particular challenge. Secondly, some needed students are not accommodated on campus. So what it means is they have to find accommodation outside campus. And that particular accommodation is more expensive than what they could have been paying whilst they're on campus.
EduFund Executive Director Isaac Ngwata said they want to raise 35 million kwacha to bail out all the students, saying education is very important to any society.
Let me repeat what Haile Selassie said, that the hope of any nation is in the proper education of its youth. That is why our mission is to promote education. And Nelson Mandela said, education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. That is why EduFund is here to promote education, because we believe that education is the movement from darkness to light.
The problems are almost at every public university, with the University of Malawi, formerly Chancellor College, reportedly having 403 students with no place to sleep and food.
In a related development, a 53-year-old man from Netherlands has cycled from Chitipa to Nsanje to raise funds for orphans at Stephanos Foundation. The Dutch, Johan van der Ham, said the initiative was also aimed at raising awareness among Malawians on the need to support orphans in the country. We have details from Isaac Salema.
At exactly 14 minutes past 6 in the evening, Johan van der Ham arrived at Nsanje Boma after cycling a 1,200-kilometer distance from Chitipa. The distance took him about 7 days to cover. He was welcomed on arrival by children from Stephanos Foundation who had traveled all the way from Blantyre to give him a moral support. Van der Ham said he was excited to have accomplished his main mission of raising awareness on the need to assist orphans and other vulnerable people in the country.
First of all, I'm really grateful to God that we made it so far without any accident in traffic, without even a puncture in the bike, without healthy issues. I met so many lovely people in my second home, the warm heart of Africa, and all the way from Chitipa to the south. I'm really happy.
Stephanos Foundation Executive Director Clifford Kuyokwa, whose organization takes care of over 1,000 children, called on Malawians to support orphans in the country.
Stephanos Foundation indeed has been helping children who are orphans and vulnerable, and amazingly, we are 30 years, but we still see the need and the demand for helping children is still growing. We have helped so many children from primary, secondary and tertiary, but we still see they are coming. As I'm speaking to you now, we have over 1,000 children who we are supporting in Malawi. So the need is really huge. We work in conjunction with the Malawi Social Welfare to to support these children.
Van der Ham was in Lilongwe, joined by Minister of Gender, Children and Social Affairs, Patricia Kaliati, who cycled for 15 kilometers. Stephanos Foundation was established some 30 years ago and has since then supported over 6,000 orphans.
Interesting. You're watching this Sunday's Evening Bulletin here on Times Television. We'll be back shortly after this break.
If there's one thing that all soaps do, it's wash. From buckets to basins, bathrooms to streams, and everything in between.
All soaps wash.
Yes, but Protex is different. Its reinvented formula with flaxseed oil boosts your skin's natural anti-germ defenses by 10 times more, protecting you against 99.9% of germs. So what keeps us healthy?
Protex!
Good health starts here.
We all start differently, but we can all start with the strongest protection. Because some start early, others start late. Some from little homes, others from big ones. Some start together, or all on their own.
It doesn't matter how you start, as long as you start strong. With new Colgate Maximum Cavity Protection. Now with fluoride plus arginine for 4 times more strengthening power. So that you can give them the strongest start to their day. Colgate. Start strong, stay strong.
Life, obviously, and comfortability comes where there is no flexibility. At House of Men, you get a suit today. Good, feel great.
Welcome back to the news. Continuing with the bulletin, the Malawi Institute of Engineers says engineers of high integrity play a crucial role in the infrastructure development of a country. The remarks were made during a symposium for final year engineering students at the Malawi University of Business and Applied Sciences, MUBAS. Isaac Salima compiles this report.
Representing Malawi Institute of Engineers at the symposium held in Blantyre, Dapa Chapalapata said engineers play an important role in the construction sector, but was quick to say that some lack integrity and come up with shoulder works, which in the end dent the image of other engineers.
Even if we graduate as engineers, and if we lack discipline, and if we lack integrity, and if we are not committed, then we are going to build very bad categories or classes of engineering. In other words, we're not going to, for example, to build very good infrastructures. We are going to build short infrastructures if we have got that mentality. Because if we have that, if we don't have integrity, if we don't have commitment, if you're not proud that we are engineers, then we build short works.
Chairperson of the organizing committee, Gordon Sisha, said she was happy that the students showcased what they are capable of offering to the nation.
Okay, expectations, obviously everyone wants to get a job, but other than that, we entrepreneurs would also like to start up our own. Like, I am a civil engineer and I would love to own my own company. So as I get a job, obviously I'll also be working towards that goal, to have my own construction company in the long run and employ a lot of people. Engineers are very essential. They're like at the center of development in Malawi, because nothing would happen without an engineer. We wouldn't have roads, we wouldn't have electricity, we wouldn't have buildings, we wouldn't have clean water.
Some students also showcased some innovations they have developed.
Companies plying various trades in Kadabe district have been asked to do more corporate social responsibility activities to build strong ties with communities. The appeal has been made by Member of Parliament from Kadabe West constituency, Crispin Impande, who noted that some companies in the district and are doing so little in giving back to communities they work in. We have a report by Feston Malekezo.
Mpande made the remarks after one of the companies working in the district, Repai Malawi, has started upgrading a 41-kilometer road in his constituency. Mpande said if other companies were doing more in CSR initiatives, the area would have been uplifted greatly.
The company that I have seen that it is assisting or it is providing its corporate social responsibility to the people is Repai. The others, I wish if they could emulate. And as I'm speaking to you, it's my appeal to those companies that they should emulate the example of Repai. And I don't want to hear Repai being disturbed.
Repai Malawi Forest Manager Nathaniel Ntala said they are committed in doing more projects.
It's our social responsibility to create such roads. And this is not the only road. We have got other roads which passes through the concession area, which are within this constituency, and we have graded all those roads. So this is just a continuation of grading the roads.
On his part, Group Village Headman Elwafa said the gesture by Repai is commendable, adding that during rainy season, the state of the road was deplorable. Apart from Repai Malawi, the district has other companies such as Vizala and Kawala's estate.
And the Technical Entrepreneurial and Vocational Education Training Authority, TVETA, has introduced a soap-making course in some of its skills development centers in the country. This follows concerns by communities of lack of personal protective equipment in rural areas amid the COVID-19 pandemic. The course is under the Informal Skills Development Program, which is demand-driven and based on training needs assessment before implementation. We have a report from Patience Lunda.
In an interview, TVETA Acting Executive Director Modesto Gumani said the courses provided in community skills development centers are demanded by the community and they assign artisans to teach them. He added that the Informal Skills Development Program aims at equipping the youth and other disadvantaged groups with skills that will enable them become employable and establish their own businesses. Gomani made the remarks during the handover of refurbished Chololo Community Skills Development Center in Mzimba District, which is one of the institutions that will be offering the soap making course.
Here we are also training people in soap making. It's very difficult to access soap here in the rural communities, but here people are being trained to make soap, and they also when asking around the communities, we have learned that the soap that they are manufacturing here is helping them, more especially during this time of COVID. That means the people have got access to washing facilities or soap that they would use to wash their hands.
Chololo has now become the first community skills development center which has introduced soap making as a permanent course in the northern region. Speaking after the handover ceremony, Incourse Jalavikuba of Mzimba District said COVID-19 is no longer a disease for people in urban areas because it has now started wreaking havoc in rural areas.
It is going to help in fighting the disease. As you know, there are 3 preventive measures, mainly washing hands, wearing mask, and social distance, that is at least 2 meters. So with this program of soap making in my area, I think it is going to help in hand washing. That is going to prevent local passing transmission of the disease COVID-19.
He added that community skills development centers are helping in reducing juvenile delinquency as the lack of skills leads the youth to indulge in illicit behaviors. Chololo Community Skills Development Center opened its doors in 2014 and has managed to train over 600 artisans in various skills.
Well, that's all we had for you for now, but before we go, a recap of the headlines. The country is registering reduced numbers of people flocking to COVID-19 vaccination centers. CISANET cautions government against delays in procuring fertilizer under the Affordable Inputs Program. And at least 75 students are on the verge of withdrawing from the Malawi University of Business and Applied Sciences. Remember, you can get more on these and other stories by visiting our website, www.times.mw, liking our Facebook page, Times360 Malawi, and following us on Twitter at Times 360 Malawi. Remember to wash your hands regularly, observe social and physical distance, and mask up. Please do stay safe. You have been with me, Jawes Banda. Good evening.